Phillip Rivers is a Colt. We are back, episode 178 of Journey to a Million here on this Wednesday evening. Myself, Drew Skyberg here. Unfortunately, joined by Zack Rausch tonight. He's not making friends anymore in this group. Jared also here, too, as the third, maybe even the second. Should introduce you a second here. But look, for this shoe, well, I don't even know. Don't even need to talk about Zack and his what's going on there. Unfortunate. But look, the AFC North, Jared. What?
I don't know what you guys' issues are.
Where's your camera, dude?
I mean pizza. I can turn that if you want.
This is quite the start. Wonderful.
This dude, hold on. This dude said that, week 13, that if Drew would have lost last week, he would have made it his own due diligence to take two people from your opponent's bench and fill them in, only if they would have beaten you, only if it would have been enough to beat you.
No, okay, here's the thing, right? I would have done it either way, right? But there's no point in me taking the time to do that if you lost anyways, right? Because it's not going to make a difference.
So that's not consistent then. You either do it or you don't every time. That's all we ask.
What, do you want me to go do it? It's not going to do anything.
And plus,
that's the thing. Like, I'm not going to go through the process when it doesn't make any difference. What's the point?
Say I lose to Drew week 1 by 5 points, but you didn't see that he didn't start someone in his flex spot, right? Or I win by 5. He didn't start someone in flex spot, but it's week 1, so you didn't see it. But you're going to start looking at week 12. Right? That's not okay.
This is dynasty tanking
every week
for the audience.
I check every week, right? The rule is you start your best lineup. You start a lineup as if you're going to win, right? That's a simple rule. That should be in every dynasty league, right?
Agree.
So I check it every week, right? But obviously week 5, I'm not going to check it as closely as week 12, 13, just because it's not as relevant, right? I mean, who's trying to tank in week 5? Right? Everybody's trying to make the playoffs.
4 and you have a bad team.
Nick did have 2 teams this year that were trying to have a tank off, but yes, historically.
But they literally traded everyone. Like their lineup was.
They did it right. They rebuild it with integrity.
Yeah. So it's not like you're not having a team that is like kind of that can be in the 7 to 10 rank, right? You don't have a team in there that's just straight up tanking in week 5. So yeah, I'll check the lineups or whatever, but it's like I'm not double checking it. I'm not looking at.
I approach it similarly in that extent for my league. Yeah.
But then once we get to week 12, 13, 14, where it's like, all right, you're 4-6 or 3-7 or something like that. It's like, all right, I got to win the last 3 weeks, and this person needs to lose 3 weeks for me to make the playoffs. I might as well just tank. Well, that's when people are going to do it. So it's more relevant in those last 3 weeks. So I'm going to look closer. It's not that I don't look early in the season. It's just
the whole point of being a fantasy football manager is to do what's best for your team. Correct.
Correct. But also, here's the thing, right? So
you're going to say the argument that like if I need to win 3 and whoever you're playing against, I need to lose. You put yourself in that situation. I mean, you shouldn't be relying on other teams to lose if it's that far into the year.
What about schedule, Jared? Like, what about like playing like let's take my team, or let's take somebody who was out of the playoffs in the last 2 weeks in this league, for example. What happens if you played this person at the start of the year when they were competing versus not? There's also that imbalance. You could say it's a part of fantasy, fine, but that's also one of those where you'll start seeing skews in some of the.
It happens in the NFL too. Say the Packers need to win and they need the Lions to lose week 18, but they play against the Rams, who are the 1 seed. It's like.
But there's a reason why fantasy goal doesn't include week 18 to begin with because of examples.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying it happens in the NFL
because the reason it happens in the NFL is because injuries. It's like you don't want to get some.
No, it happened in the NBA too. The Bucks tried to lose against the 76ers that one year to get a 3 seed instead of a 2 seed. So they played a worse team in the first round. They lost by 45 at home to the 76ers, and they played their guys. They purposely lost. That's what everyone was saying, and it was pretty obvious they were purposely trying to lose. It happens everywhere. I'm not saying it's always a good thing. I'm just saying that,
Well, when the rule of the league is, like, it prevents teams from basically selecting the weeks they want to win and want to lose. It's like if they're on your roster, you have to start your best lineup. right? That's your team. You can't, because otherwise the point is, it's like you get to week 13, everybody that, like, you might have 4 teams that they don't think they can make the playoffs. They're not going to start a single person. What's the point of
where's
starting
that
anybody?
gray
then?
area, Zach? Where's that gray area then? Because even this week in our co-managed
What
league,
gray
you're
area?
thinking about starting Jaden Higgins, who's barely projected 10, over Stephon Diggs, projected almost 14. So that's 4
Sure, it
points.
wasn't that. Like, one guy was on a bye and one guy was, I think, hurt or something.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, there's gray area to where, like, start your best lineup could be different amongst whoever. I'm a Colts fan. Maybe I think Alec Pierce will have a better week than Garrett Wilson. You know, maybe they're projected
usually-
5-8 points
usually
difference.
about that.
Like, there's always that, you know, gut feeling too.
Yeah,
That's what
and
goes into
usually I
being
would
a
say
manager.
about that, but if it's like, the only time I'll say something is if you're starting, like, I don't know, like you have, say, Jamar Chase and you're starting Jaden
Olamide
Higgins.
Zaccheaus.
Like,
Oh,
That's
Yeah,
my
it's like,
point.
come on.
That is my point. Yes, that's obviously not okay. That's stupid.
yeah,
Good.
That's
I
called
haven't said
tanking.
anything about
Yeah,
people
that's
not
awful.
starting the right
I
people.
get what Jared's saying. Jared's asking what the margin of error is, and I don't think there's not a quantitative way to really answer that question because it depends on, like, a tight end, for example. 5 points means a whole lot more than a receiver. So I think
Yeah.
in summary, it's up to the commissioner's discretion, at least in Zach's league, is how it's been handled, and so far it hasn't led to too many. I mean,
No, I just
I
see
don't-
it
I haven't
happening
had a
though
problem
because,
with
like, for example,
little bit.
myself in Boston Scott League, I benched Alec Pierce last week and I started Adonai Mitchell. Adonai Mitchell had 21.8, but he was only projected like 4.
It's a brilliant.
Alec
start
Pierce
for
was projected 11. That's 7 points difference. But Mitchell had way more points, and I thought he would because he's the Jets' like number 1 or 2 receiver. So I'm like, yeah, I'll start him. But if you saw that before the week and you're like, wait, Alec Pierce is projected 11.5 and Adonai Mitchell's only projected 4, that's 7.5 point difference. You can't do that. Like, that's
No, I'm
kind
not
of
gonna
messed
say,
up.
like, if there
Well, then
is a
where's the
start
gray
sit
area?
question where
That's
it's
my
like,
question.
well, here's the thing, right? Week 13, I think you still had a playoff chance, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's like, why are you gonna, bench somebody you think is gonna score more? That's one factor that goes into it. The other factor is if it's really like, if it is a team that's eliminated, and it's like, why are you starting Mitchell over Pierce? And if you can give like your reason, then who cares, But it's like if you're clearly starting a guy that's gonna tank it, I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
if you're starting Olamide Zaccheaus over, Alec Pierce, Zaccheaus has had 2 catches? He's had probably under 4 points the last 10 weeks. It's like, if you don't have a reason to start him, then
Yeah, like Roma Dunze was out. I mean, that could be maybe but I get what you're saying. It should be a
Yeah.
defensible start sit. I want to hit you guys with a couple format things I've seen in leagues. Obviously, I'm not asking for a current league to be changed or whatever, but I think this kind of goes hand in hand. So I've seen the first 5 spots are decided, however, the usual way, right? Record, points for, tiebreaker. The spot 6 is literally given to the remaining top point scorer. I'm not saying, I just actually was reading things about different formats and whatnot. I stumbled across that one. I thought that was an interesting way to handle that 6 seed. I don't hate it, but because it still honors that fact. It makes sure.
So explain that one. How does that happen?
So what happens, Jared, is let's take Zach's league Zach's league's a poor example because I would have probably been the 6th seed, but like give me either like any other league. What would happen, Jared, is the top 5 people make the playoffs based on record. Just any other league, Jared, any fantasy football league. Spot 6 though, is not based on record. However, it's based on points scored. So basically, if you were like 2nd in points scored, but you were like 9th in standings, like something really crazy, you'd get a 6 seed. It's not like you'd get all the benefit of being the points for. You'd overlap people. You would just still get a 6 seed. So you're kind of getting penalized still, but you also don't win the game. So it's a way to account for that piece. I actually don't mind that. I think that's a reasonable compromise between.
I don't hate that, but I also want to throw something in there. Like, 2 years, I won my redraft league in Yahoo, the $60 league that my biggest league. I've won it 2 years now, and both times I was the 6th seed. I had a 7-7 record, and I snuck into the playoffs both years. One year I was like 8-6, ended up winning the whole thing. My whole thing in fantasy is like you just got to make the playoffs. Once you're in the playoffs, anything can happen. So, my argument there would be like,
teams?
Well, yeah, the team that's 5-9 and they're more points scored than everyone in the league, it's like, damn, they got unlucky. I get that. I think luck also plays a factor in fantasy. If you just play the right teams the right week, your bye weeks, bye weeks happen where you try to plan that out a little bit.
So sometimes it's like, if you're in ninth place and have the most points scored, it might be because you had 4 weeks where you had the top 4 weeks for the whole season or something like that.
Sure. Yeah, you could have started Jahmyr Gibbs. You could have had Jahmyr Gibbs and put up 250 points, and JT. You could have had 2 huge weeks, and then the rest of the weeks you put up 95. Yeah,
for sure, it's part of it. But thought that was an interesting component. It's almost, I wouldn't say it's league median because they're two completely different things, but it's that concept of trying to smoothen out the a 14-week fantasy season. So thought that was interesting, and then. Just some of the other ones. I mean, we've seen before. We're in a tight end premium league. I like it. I don't hate it. Doesn't do actually a whole lot for me. Otherwise,
I think if you go over 1.5, I think it's too much.
It gets excessive.
Also, I don't know if I like it, to be honest.
I do.
How many great tight ends are there in the league? Like 3, 4. So I mean, Trey McBride is probably getting 10 catches a game.
Yeah,
that's 15 points just there, just for him playing the game and catching passes. It's like. I don't know. Like Michael Wilson, like, for example, if he's not a tight end, he had like 21 targets last week or the week before.
But Jared, the point is like, so like Trey McBride obviously puts up wide receiver numbers either way. The point is, so guys like, I don't know, like Theo Johnson or like, those guys that you're never going to start otherwise are actually like somewhat relevant. So it's like,
get that.
Obviously, it makes Trey McBride, Brock Powers, it makes them like overpowered.
Insane.
It makes them like equivalent of top 12 receivers is how it does it based on the points. I was looking at that before. Like how, like where Trey McBride would be ranking, like he would be a top player. It's also funny with TMC's.
I don't like that a negative 10-yard catch is still 0.5 points. It just doesn't seem fair to me. Well, it doesn't. Well, 8-yard catches happened like last week. And that's still 0.7. Like that's my point. It's like you're still in positive. If they catch the ball and just run backwards 10 yards, it's like, okay, cool.
It's the way to just try to make something, Jared, make the tight end position more valuable in a format, or let's take 6-point quarterback, super flex, like take my league, for example, right? I mean, quarterbacks are bread and butter there, and it's just another component there to make that position advantageous to invest capital in because – I mean, obviously, tight end teams like tight end strong teams.
I get that. Well, but. Yeah, I get that. I'm just gonna say something that I've thought for like years now. I mean, keeper league, dynasty, best ball, vampire league, whatever the hell you want to call it.
Guillotine league, Jared. Keep going.
Yeah, like what happened to just redraft your dynasty? That's it. Done.
Well, it was keeper first, and then dynasty, I think. But yeah, I get your point.
But yeah, okay. So keeper might be something that people do too. I know a lot of people with keeper leagues. It's just like you're getting too fancy with this league median. You want to introduce new ways to make the playoffs. You want to introduce new ways to avoid tanking. You want to do all that. It's like I want to play fantasy football.
Jared just wants to play the game.
Let me play the game. I just want to play the game. I want to play the game. That's all I want to do. I don't want to worry about. Oh wait, no, I'm the 6th seed, but I don't have more points scored than the 8th seed, so I missed the playoffs. Or, oh no, a league median. I won every single week, but I barely scored it all, so I'm only a 4 seed. Like it's stupid. I just want to play fantasy.
Well, traditional
was meant to be played.
Wonderful.
Yes, and maybe I'm stupid for that, but I just don't like all the new variants of I don't know experiments of all this different these different leagues and stuff. I don't know.
I didn't get to tell you about half point per first down. I regret to.
Or like a 5 points for a 50-yard play. It's like, what are we doing? That's not fantasy. That's just luck. If
Bernie was a guest tonight, he would have been defending that.
I mean, we've seen leagues with like defensive players, which is a newer thing recently too, within the last like 5 years. It's like, okay, I get it. Every tackle's a point. Every sack is 3 points. It's like, yeah, I get it. Whatever. You can add that if you want. But then we get rid of kickers. We get rid of defense. We're adding. We're adding defensive players.
Good.
What?
Getting rid of kickers and defense is good.
Yeah, I think that's all luck. Any kicker can put up 20 points a week. Yeah. I think it's stupid to have them. But then you're adding defensive players. It's like, well, What did Nick Cross? What did Jermaine Pratt do 3 weeks ago? That got him 22 tackles. Just cleaning up plays that go for 10 yards. It's like he's a linebacker. He doesn't blitz. He doesn't do anything besides jump on a tackle. Why does he get 35 points when he like what? It's stupid. I don't know. I think that's kind of dumb.
Well,
I set up a league. I was just playing within Sleeper. I don't know if it was before this season. But basically figuring out how to get the scoring to a point where it's like the top 12 receivers, the top 12 running backs, and the top 12 tight ends all had like similar points scored. So then it's like not like your tight end isn't, you put up 8 points, you're happy. You know what I mean? So it's like all the positions are on par. It's tough to do.
Yeah,
I believe it.
It's not.
It's like the same thing with. I think I worked with quarterbacks in there too, because I like 6 point per passing touchdown for quarterbacks.
That's another thing. Yeah, that's another thing that's newer.
It's nearly impossible to compete if you don't have two good quarterbacks. Then, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah. For example, this year I have 2 firsts in Drew's league going into the offseason. I don't have a quarterback. I need to draft 2 quarterbacks in the first round, probably. I think I get the first pick
to do it.
Unless I have my own first pick, right? So I get Mendoza, maybe. I don't know who's even going to be high. I don't even know if he's going to be.
Jared, the whole thing of Dynasty is you draft best player available and then figure it out later.
Maybe not, Jared. No, Jared can draft how he wants.
Yeah, best player available.
It's a draft lottery, so Jared might not even get the 1-1. He loves
catch
that.
from Traylon Burks, though. What do you mean draft lottery?
Oh, somebody hasn't read. Somebody has not followed my league.
You have like a 65% chance. Don't worry.
I'm gonna leave. The league.
Oh no, Jared! This is gonna be the year when the 1 pick doesn't get it.
You just make these decisions.
Well, no, that was last year, right?
Nope, Jared. It's literally in our bylaws.
Yeah, my team's been decent every year, so I didn't have to worry about the top pick. I've been like the 6 or the 5 through 8 seed.
Encourage teams to be competitive. So. Don't suck, Jared. That's the rule.
Okay, here's a question. Right?
I don't like that.
In order to get teams not to tank, where you just don't start guys, right? Would you prefer this is probably for Jared, right? So I guess what I was talking about, which Drew, you pointed out a good kind of fallback on that, is the top 6 picks. It's the 6 teams that didn't make the playoffs. And it's the max points for it's the least amount. So theoretically, whoever has the least amount of, the worst roster should get the number 1 pick, right? Because you would have the least amount of points for, right? Because it basically takes out you just suck at starting your lineup, right? So would you prefer that or a draft lottery?
Neither. Lottery would be
gonna
better.
be option none.
But no, because if someone has Malik Neighbors and they have Scadaboo this year and they're on their bench, obviously they don't get those points on their bench.
Yeah,
and then next year they get a top pick. Yeah,
Jared,
they have a top pick and they have Neighbors and Scadaboo coming back.
No matter how you score it, there is no way to kind of get that out of the seeding. Right? You have those 2 guys, you're going to lose more games anyways. Right.
Either way, everybody's mad.
Regardless.
But you're still factoring in every single player on the team. Max points is obviously going to be a disadvantage to people that have injuries. Whereas if I have an injury at my running back, I can trade for another running back. If there's things you can do to avoid that. You're not going to trade Malik Neighbors, obviously, so he just sits on your bench all year.
Yeah, it's at that point it's best ball though, right? It's not him directly, it just goes as replacement. That's what your points are then. Whoever replaces him.
But best ball isn't fantasy because that's just luck. Injuries ruin a season, right? Whereas in fantasy, you get an injury and you're trying to compete.
Where you select,
you can trade.
The draft position is best ball, but everything throughout the year is still based on just normal fantasy. Right? You still make the playoffs based on how many games you win. Just when you get to week 13, 14, there's literally no point not setting your lineup because your draft position is decided as if you set your lineup either way.
There's something you can do to make it all better. And it's pretty simple. All you have to do is just say, as a commissioner, instead of like micromanaging every single week, making sure people set their lineups, all you have to say is, hey, people pay for this league. If you don't set your lineup, you'll get kicked out. Just put it down. Just say,
Jared for
you don't set your
commissioner.
lineup, get kicked out of the league. Find a new league. There, done. Now people set their lineups. Everything's solved. If they don't, well, give them one warning, and then they kick them out. And then, next team comes in. That's all you have to do. I mean, it's not like it saves you a lot of work, a lot of time. It's just, oh, wait, the guy didn't. He's 0-14. Why should he set his lineup? Oh, well, if he wants to play next year, he's got to set it or he's out.
Oh. Well, all right. That was a great chat, guys. Great talk about fantasy football. How about we talk about week 14? Look, that was
on
quite
week
the week.
15.
An unfortunate one. I mean, our thoughts right away go to, of course, Phillip Rivers, not Phillip Rivers, but to Daniel Jones and the Colts there. So having Phillip Rivers there now will be quite the dynamic. But also, our thoughts are probably for Phillip Rivers. He's a grandpa playing coming out retirement. I hope physically hangs in there well. But
was Brett Favre a grandpa too, or no?
I don't think so, Jared. Favre wasn't
close. Yeah, I think Rivers is the first.
But
wait, he's actually a grandpa?
Yeah, he's actually a grandpa.
Yeah. His oldest kid is older than Tyler Warren.
Yeah, his oldest kid's like 23 or something, right?
23, 24, yeah. And he has a kid.
Like,
it's like 1 or 2.
Jared, do we want to kind of talk about like the Colts fallout from this, or like, because obviously like this is just like Jones was playing through an injury.
What are you supposed to do though? What are you supposed to do if you're the Colts, right? I mean,
well, and that's what I'm saying. Well, because it's hard because like you could say you shouldn't have made the Sauce Gardner trade, but hindsight, like looking back at that, you didn't know that this injury was going to occur. Maybe if you knew about Jones's fibula situation there, that could have been already a concern, right? But it's also one where you want to make that trade. Obviously, it's unfortunate Sauce got hurt. The word concussions haven't gotten any better. I'm just talking this whole Colts team. It's been this. We thought they were going to decline from underperformance. This was not kind of the forecast we have. So,
I mean, half our team has concussion. Half our team's on the IR. I mean, yeah, I don't know. You can call it a downfall. I mean, most of it's injuries, and most of it is just playing better teams. But I don't know. I think if I'm Shane Steichen, if I'm the coaching staff there, you want to get someone that's has done it before and wants to be a leader. And Phillip Rivers I think he coached he mentored 3 quarterbacks, and it was Drake May, Bo Nix, and Riley Leonard. So it's like, even if he's not starting, you can still mentor him, because I think Riley Leonard's fully healthy. And I mean, his high school team that he coaches runs the Colts offense. So he knows the Colts offense. He knows Riley Leonard. So at worst case scenario, he's a great mentor, a good coach. He knows what he's doing. He's a leader. Even if he does start and he sucks, then put Leonard in, and you Leonard can still have him there.
What's his injury status?
Is he
He's healthy.
Leonard?
He practiced in full today. He's healthy.
What is best case scenario? I would say I'm picturing Joe Flacco, Bengals best case scenario.
I'm thinking Joe Flacco Browns, but
yeah, I'm thinking Joe Flacco Browns. Yeah,
level play for Joe Flacco.
I mean,
not saying like that.
What is different from Rivers 5 years ago than it is now? He's never been mobile. He's been a pocket passer.
His arm went. I know you remember 5 years ago.
Yeah, he's going to get weaker. He hasn't played in a while. He weighs a little more. Sure,
5 years ago, we had that same concern. So that's my concern right away, is him in the pop. Do you remember Matt Ryan at the end of his career? Drew Brees? Talking these guys right now. Again, it's hard to kind of put it back on a football spin here, because, again, we don't have film on Rivers for 5 years. The last film, what was it too? Jack Doyle was his touchdown.
He played with JT in Pittman's rookie year. So that was kind of cool. I think
don't
best case
remember
scenario,
exactly
Zach,
what
like you
schedule
said.
is, but you win like 9 games.
Best case
You
scenario?
win 9 games?
Best case scenario, they're a wild card team. They're the 7th. They're one of the wild card teams.
All we have to do is win this week and Chargers lose. We're the 7th seed. Chargers still play a few decent teams.
Yeah, I mean, you probably got to
a lot
win at least 2
harder now.
games yet, right? You got to get to 10 wins for sure for that to happen.
Yeah. Even if you want to.
Yeah, we play the Niners at home Monday Night Football. Could be a win. It'd be tough. And then we just have to win at home against Jacksonville or in Tennessee or in Houston. Because we're probably not winning this week. Unless
You guys are only
Rivers
13 and a
comes out
half point
just-
dogs.
That's a good
13
game
and
to
a half?
bet on. Oh my
13 and a half.
God.
Is that
That's a great game to bet on.
My jaw dropped. I was looking at it. I was like,
That's
that is
brutal.
no
2
good.
touchdown underdogs. We haven't lost by more than 1 score, except for last week. It was the only week all year that we lost by more than 1 score.
I do have some
Yeah.
other betting things. Bears are the
14
Good.
points against Seattle.
Colts will cover easily. Yeah, they'll lose by like 10.
not cover. Well, they score 14 points.
Oh, will they score 14? Yeah, they have JT. He's going to score 4 himself. What do you mean?
Oh, it's down.
Nothing
it's 13.
changes about this team except Daniel Jones isn't there, and now it's Phillip Rivers.
Sure.
Here,
The most
here's
important
the thing,
position.
right?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
JT
but, like,
hasn't been like his last 4 games haven't been the first 8 games, 9 games, or whatever.
and why is that?
Well, he's not. Has he haven't had 100 yards in the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
The Texans haven't allowed more than like 80 rushing yards all season. The Jaguars hadn't
Hamstring
allowed
thing,
more
I
than
think.
70 rushing yards all season.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like Seattle's right there too. You know, like
And you know what? Do you know why? You blame JT for this. I mean, Braden Smith has been hurt. Our offensive line is very hurt now. I mean, it's
Is that
not an
changing this
excuse
week?
for injuries. Huh?
is that changing this week? I'm asking if they're scoring 14 points, and you said easily, and you're listing off a bunch of stuff that's been going on. Is that changing
bet it-
this week?
A crap ton of money on us scoring at least like 20 because we have done it every single game except for like 1 or 2.
But this is the one difference is you have a new quarterback who either is going to be Riley Leonard.
Oh my God, guys. Oh my God. If he hands the ball to JT 25 times, JT's still going to put up 100 yards. He'll probably score a touchdown or 2.
Sure,
It's the same
Seattle has
exact
not
team,
allowed
except
touchdown in
Rivers
2
is there.
games.
Who cares? Who cares?
I do. It's the best defense
We
in the
have like
NFL.
the 3rd most points scored in the
They put up
league.
20
And you're
last week
asking if
against
we're going to score.
Jacksonville.
Huh?
Did they? Didn't they put up 19 against Jacksonville
They
last
put up
week?
19.
Yeah,
Close
And
enough.
Seattle's
19
defense
calls
is way
20.
better than Jacksonville.
They put up 19 or more every game this year.
they have.
Yeah,
It's
but-
true.
Jackson's
I got
defense
you.
versus Seattle's is way different.
Okay, so hold on. I know it's different early in the year, but when we put up 25 against the Broncos, they had a bad game. When we put up 40 against the Chargers, they had a bad game.
Well, check,
We put up 20 against the Rams,
this week.
bad game. Yeah, but then we score 19 against Jacksonville. Oh, terrible, awful, so bad. Offense is terrible.
I'm comparing
19
to the
against
one
Texans.
game you didn't have
So
Daniel
bad.
Jones.
Oh my God.
The Zach boys, my favorite.
I'm just saying, it's like it's stupid. Like that's like me saying to you right now, like, yeah, when the Packers go to Soldier Field and play against the Bears, that's a tough environment. They're not going to score more than 2 touchdowns. And obviously, you're going to be like, "Are you
No,
stupid?"
This is a different. You lost your quarterback, and you're comparing the games where you had your quarterback. How's that the same of playing in a stadium?
Jared,
Wait, weren't you the guy? Weren't you the guy that just said that Daniel Jones has been pretty bad the last few weeks?
he's
So what does
yeah.
losing him do?
I
What does
said
It means a
losing him
lot
do?
because the backup you have, Jared, is even worse than him.
Yeah.
Who?
that too.
Who?
Leonard?
Riley Leonard.
Oh, he's
Leonard did
worse.
not-
Oh, so now we're gonna base someone's career off of one start when he's thrown into a game against Jacksonville, a place we haven't won in 10 plus years.
There's a reason
You're gonna say he's awful.
Pick and hasn't played.
Oh, I'm not saying he's going to be a terrible NFL player, Jared, but right now, next week, it's going to be bad.
Yeah. They're not putting
it's
up
gonna
20
be bad.
points.
Yeah,
Not even close.
It's going to be
out
bad.
there. Okay.
It's gonna be bad, Jared.
Okay, cool. Yep.
Jared,
JT's gonna have under 100 yards.
God, y'all are so casual Fairwater fans. I swear, Fairweather fans. You just think what everyone else thinks. Just no hot takes at all. No.
All right, Jared. What's
You did predict the Colts not making the playoffs, Jared. That was a hot take.
No,
when we
you
said
didn't
3
predict
weeks
that.
ago.
You predicted that the top 10 teams going into the year, one of them was going to win the Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to happen. Like, it's not hot takes. You're just saying the most
It was pretty
even take.
spicy
You're just
when we
saying
said
you're taking minus 600 odds and saying that's going to happen. That's going to happen. Yeah, probably. Like, I can have hot takes. Like, I don't think people thought that the Lions were going to lose, 6 games this year, or 5 games. They have. Things happen.
we did point out how
the
tough their
Chiefs.
schedule was.
The Chiefs are 6-7. Who would have thought that? Things happen. It's like you just make the safest takes and you stand behind it. It's like, oh yeah, we said that to start the year. Yeah, you did. But I can also say that
like 7-2 or something, and we said they're probably not winning the division.
Yeah, I think that was pretty bold and that was pretty
And now they're
spicy.
8-2, was it?
Yeah, they're 8-2. And Zach and I.
Yeah,
Zach and I said that. But now that take is a lot less exciting for being right because, of course, the unfortunate injury front with that.
They weren't winning with Daniel Jones either, but that's not
well, that's like me saying right now, hey, you know what? I think the Thunder in the NBA, they're a good team.
No, Jared, it's
completely. They're like 22-1. They're a good team.
Jared,
it's not. It's
Jared,
not at all.
Jared, it'd be the opposite of that. We said the 8-2 team was not going to make the playoffs.
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your top 10 teams. Your top 10 teams going into the year. I was trying to say there's a chance that one of those teams, someone that's not on that top 10 list, could make it. And you're like, nope. Top 10 teams are making it.
Yeah, and at the point we said that, you said we're idiots. Because anybody has a chance to win it. But now you're saying that's casual.
But you also need to see, no, I'm saying that you're idiots because, yes, and obviously anyone can win the Super Bowl. But I'm also saying, like, that's not a hot take. My hot take was that, no, you're idiots. Someone could easily make it. You're taking something, the odds on that are probably minus 50,000. Saying the Chiefs, the Bills, the Packers, the Lions, the Rams, one of those teams will make the Super Bowl. Yeah, no, obviously. Like, what are you talking about? That is the most safe bet I've ever heard in my life, and you're trying to champion around like, I said that from week 1. Like, yeah, okay, cool.
We were championing about something completely...
there are multiple teams that everybody would, like, probably 75-80% of people would put in the top 10. Like, the Colts would have been in there, for example. Just throwing that.
Not to start the season. They were in the bottom 10 to start the season.
This was week like 3 or something, right? It was when we went.
I had them ranked like 17th, Jared. So I was
okay. So barely
probably finish around
the
there
bottom
now.
10.
So it's actually pretty.
This was, I think, after week 3 we were talking about this.
Yeah,
like during week 3, whatever, somewhere.
We were on vacation. We were rattling off the top 10
outside
teams.
of the ice cream.
Jared was eating ice cream.
So it's probably before week 3.
Scoop Laville or whatever it's called. Yeah,
that was good. That was good ice cream too. But Jared was the grumpy one. You would have thought his ice cream fell on the ground.
I'm just sick of it. Like,
attitude.
You guys you give the most like fair weather takes. It's like,
we're giving you the spicy takes we gave.
You know what? I think that I don't think the Vikings are going to make the playoffs this year. Yeah, they're not looking too good.
Just grumpy.
Well, that's what it's like. That's probably me saying that the Vikings will miss the playoffs. Probably has worse odds than what you guys said at the beginning of the year, saying one of these top 10 teams will make the Super Bowl.
No, not even close.
No, it probably does. And you're trying to think like, we said that from week 1.
No,
we're so smart.
You got to think the teams like Seattle wasn't in there. Colts weren't in there.
Oh, so Seattle wasn't in there. Oh, okay. So me calling you stupid for saying that Seattle can't make it, you still think Seattle can't make it?
Yeah.
Like, that's just stupid. You're saying Seattle Seahawks have a 0% chance of making the Super Bowl.
This is what I mean.
What?
You can't say a simple take, and then you're like, no, you're an idiot.
Jared plays both sides. He's calling both games. Look at this.
I'm sticking to my point. I'm saying that, like,
you're going into Zach can't have spicy.
No. I'm saying
you can't have any takes, Zach.
This is one take. Going into the year, you said there's only 10 teams that can make it, and you said one of those 10 is going to win the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Obviously, it's pretty simple, right? At the time, week 3, that's the safest thing you could have said in the world. That's the safest thing, right?
Sure, I'm just listing
now
teams.
I'm talking
now
week
you're
14. Now I'm talking week 14. I say to you, do you think Seahawks can make it? And you say no.
No,
I still.
That's a separate bad take.
But it's still like the same thing. It's like I'm still agreeing with the take I made in week 3. Like, there's a
He's
bunch
staying
of
by
2-0 teams that's like, they're not making it. Tampa Bay was not on the list. Seattle, not on the list. There were multiple teams.
Washington
Like,
on
the
the list,
Colts
though.
weren't on the list. They were looking
Yucky.
phenomenal at the time. You know?
I guess we'll see at the end of the year when the Seahawks win the Super Bowl. You'll look pretty stupid from your first take.
Super Bowl.
Jared, they're not
Everyone's
winners.
saying Texans, Seahawks, and neither of those teams were on your list. So
Yeah.
Neither of those teams are winning the Super Bowl. They're going to be held back by their quarterback.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Patrick Mahomes
Their
and the Chiefs are going to win
offense
the
is
Super Bowl, right? By your odds. Patrick Mahomes
Yep.
is the GOAT. Oh, my God. He's the best quarterback of all time. Oh, my God. Let's make another hot take.
No, I would
Like,
just,
what?
just saying that
No, this-
these kinds of quarterbacks have not fared well in winning a Super Bowl, Jared.
Let me
It's not
guess.
even
Let me
that, they
guess.
just
Your
don't have enough
let me guess what
options on
your
offense.
let me guess what your top 4 teams are right now making the Super Bowl.
Please.
You're probably going to say the Bills. You're going to say the Eagles
What?
No.
or the
no.
Rams.
No,
I'm
or
going to
the
say
Packers,
neither of those two. I'm going to say the Rams.
The Rams, the Packers, the Bills, and the Patriots.
not the
Like,
same
not even the
person.
Patriots. No, who would you say? Who would you say? The Bills and who? Who's going to make it? The Ravens because they have Lamar Jackson.
No, the AFC, that second spot's open.
You don't care about anything that happens throughout the year. All you think of, oh, that happened the last 3 years. It's going to happen this year, no matter what. Because history has said that in the past, and it repeats itself. Like, use your own brain, make your own takes instead of just looking at what everything that ever happened in the past.
Who's your
You're like,
second
"That's gonna
AFC
happen
team,
again."
Jared?
My second AFC team, probably the
Yeah.
Patriots.
Oh, I thought it was the Colts. My
The
bad.
Patriots, you hated them like 2 weeks ago.
Well, you didn't ask who you thought my top team was in the AFC.
Yeah, it's the Bills. Should be.
No, it's not the Bills.
Broncos.
I don't think they're safe. I think that they could put it together, but no.
Oh, Jared.
I think the Texans probably have the best team in the AFC. Name one hole on that
Now
team.
that's
Name one hole. Name one
Now
hole
that's
on that
stupid.
team.
Running
Their
back.
offense is
Offensive
trash.
line.
Receiver. Okay, Nico Collins, like he's not a top 10 receiver in the league. Okay?
Oh, he's just
That's
not.
it.
Receiver depth concerns me.
Their O line is
tight end
going to
play.
get destroyed by some.
Okay,
defense.
receiver
Like,
depth. Look at the Bills, huh? Why are they a contender?
They have Josh Allen.
Oh.
That
Oh,
makes
they
Josh
don't-
Allen.
but receivers don't matter then. Oh, because their quarterback's good enough.
Well, Josh Allen and
Make it make
James
sense.
Cook.
Tight ends have
like,
been awesome too. Kincaid and Knox
Yeah,
both
it's-
together when healthy.
Make it make sense though. Why can you use that as an argument against the Texans? As a Colts fan, I'm saying this, but you can't say that about the Bills. Name another position then. Running back. Woody Marks has looked pretty good the last few weeks, and they have Joe Mixon for the playoffs coming back.
Is he gonna? I don't think he's gonna come back.
They said he's out for the regular season. He has a chance to make it in the playoffs. So he
I mean,
They probably stick with
Either
Chubb.
way,
technically could.
James Cook is 10 times better, and that the O line sucks. That's going to be the issue. Is it's hard to run the ball with a bad O line. Bills O line is good.
It's a great defense, Jared. It's like I'll get up the Jaguars when Blake Bortles was quarterback. That's kind of the team I see when I see.
Yeah.
And look, their ceiling was AFC Championship, which is still a great season. But I think that's the ceiling of this type of Houston team.
The offense is going to average under 20 points a week probably in the postseason.
They're gonna have to win some
Do I think
stinkers.
the Broncos are going to
25
win a
for
game
sure.
in the playoffs? Do I think the Broncos will win? Probably not. Do I think the Patriots are gonna win? They'll make it to probably the championship or
You
divisional.
look at Houston versus Denver. I mean, both of them have probably top 3 defenses. Denver's offense is better. It's quite a bit better than Houston.
Yeah, I'd honestly say Denver. Like maybe that's my second team, Jared.
Is it?
That might
Yeah.
surprise you.
How? How is Denver's offense better? They've been games where they put up like 12 points and 8 points and 10 points, and they win by 3. They won a game 12-9
Houston
on Thursday
hasn't-
night.
Hasn't had those games. You're telling us to think with our head, and look at you. You're
Houston put
bandwagoning.
up 40 against the Ravens. They beat the Bills. They're winning against these good teams.
Okay,
What is
they're winning
what
against
is
the Bills.
what are the
Their
Broncos?
offense played like trash. That was their defense. Their defense won that game.
Okay, good, well-rounded team win. Okay,
Well, their offense was trash, so it was a defensive win.
and their defense picked it
Which
up.
you can get away with in the playoffs. You can win a game or two, but you're not
Everyone
going through
had
3 weeks, even like going in the 4th week and winning the Super Bowl based on a defense.
How about the
The
Bills
only
then,
team
when they
that's
lost to
ever
the
done
Falcons?
that is Denver. Oh no, was it Denver or was it Seattle? Which one won the Super Bowl again? Whatever team is Seattle, right?
Seattle.
Yeah, it's a Legion of Boom.
Denver beat the Panthers. Seahawks beat
Yeah,
Denver.
they had a great defense too at the time, but the only defense that's ever carried a team to the Super Bowl is the Legion of Boom.
Patriots for like 4 straight years.
You said
Tom Brady was a system quarterback. He was a system quarterback. Their defense was always top 5. Their defense was always top 5. Even if you think Tom Brady was great, which he was, their defense was always top 5.
Jared is kind of right on this one, though. I mean,
it helped them a lot, but that what I'm saying is like Houston's offense is probably bottom 10 to 12 in the league.
Yeah. Well, I want to kind of go back to a couple of things.
I mean, England's never was. Like, sure, it probably wasn't top 5. Most of the season was top 5, but it was top 10 to 15.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Denver actually did beat Houston in Houston earlier this year. I don't know if we recall that week 9.
And who has Houston beat? Look at their schedule.
Well, okay. Denver's also beaten Kansas City. They've won in Philly.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think for Denver, Jared, I'm not even trying to play the Denver Devil's advocate, whatever, but, this game against Green Bay is going to be an impactful one. Let's see how they shake out. Otherwise, they have Jacksonville, Kansas City, and LA left, Chargers. So, I don't know. I think Denver's going to finish with 13 wins.
All I'm saying, hey, you look at that Texans team, right? Beat the Ravens by 40, whatever it was. You can say no Lamar. You can say they're a bad team. Yeah, whatever. You can say that the Ravens weren't a good team at the time. That's why I said it first. Whatever. Colts, I mean, they were healthier. They were 8-3.
Honest question: who's the Ravens quarterback at that time?
Cooper Rush.
Yeah. I mean, it's still the Ravens. They still have other team. They were hurt, sure, but like every team's hurt. So you ignore that with teams like the Colts. You think like, oh, the Colts are bad. They're just injured. The Ravens are bad. No, they were just injured. Like whatever. Besides,
well, I'm saying like the Ravens team they played sucked. That's what I'm saying.
At the time, yeah, they were pretty bad. Okay, moving on. Colts were 8-3 when they beat them. When Texans beat them, that's a pretty good win at the time. They just beat the Bills. They just beat the Chiefs. Prime time, right? They beat Jacksonville in a pretty scrappy game. Who else? They still play Colts again. I mean, that's right there is 4 wins that I just said that are like, wow, okay, this team actually has done it against the top teams that you could argue in the AFC.
But are you hearing? I guess I'm so shocked you're making this stance, though, Jared. CJ Stroud, you've been the biggest CJ Stroud hater.
Mm-hmm. And then I watch Texans games and realize, damn, they always make the plays when they need to.
They've been playing good recently, but saying they're the best team in the AFC is...
Who's better? Nuts. I'll wait.
I mean,
who's better?
Right? Denver, probably taking New England over them. Buffalo.
I mean, they beat Buffalo, so you can't even say that because they just played them recently and they won.
Yeah, I'm still taking Buffalo.
Denver and New England, you just said you don't believe them as much. Like, you don't believe in them.
I believe in them more than you just said they're not winning. Remember that Houston-Jacksonville game? I know it's at the start of the year, but like...
Well, that's just... Sorry to cut you off. Yeah, sorry. Hold on. I got to say one thing. That's why people are saying the AFC is wide open. So for me to say that the Texans can win the AFC and are the best team in the AFC, I don't think that's, egregious. The AFC is pretty open this year. Now what were we saying?
The AFC is more open than prior year. Yeah.
Could they win it? Yeah, like their defense has to play crazy for probably 3 straight games, and they can win the AFC. It's doable, right? But them being the best team in the AFC is a totally different statement. That is just not correct.
So where would you rank them then?
They have the team that they have a path to win, right? Like their defense has to play good 3 games and they can win the AFC, but they're not the best team.
Who is the best team? Who would you rank above them? I just want to know that, just so I can write it down.
Probably Denver right now. Denver's probably the best team.
New England, and Buffalo probably. They're probably the 4th best team in the West.
So you'd put Houston as the 4th best team in the AFC?
I mean, also what we mentioned, right, is Houston or Jacksonville. Jacksonville's more well-rounded, right? Their offense is better than
there's Houston. No denying that.
The defense also has a significant difference, though, right? So which one of them two is better?
You say no denying that on offense, like it's a huge landslide. Like, compare the two.
I think you're overestimating how good Houston's offense actually is, because it's not that good.
I mean, I didn't think it was good all year, and then I watched them play the last few weeks. Putting up 20 against the Chiefs and holding them to 10 is very impressive. The Chiefs have a great defense. The Bills, I mean, their defense isn't that good, but even the Ravens, they have a decent defense. Putting up 40 against them is impressive. That
How many
offense
turnovers did they
show
get?
out.
And they scored 20 points. They get 3 picks.
Then what's your argument against the Eagles?
Points.
They have a good offense.
So Eagles have played horrible this year.
Houston's like 21st
good
maybe in
offense.
offense.
Yes.
And then
they also had their quarterback miss 3 weeks.
Jacksonville's
4
like
weeks.
18th.
And those
the offense is moving better.
Weeks, Jody.
Yeah, those are the best offensive weeks.
Davis Mills stepped up. He played well. Yeah, sure.
Well, he's not playing in the playoffs, so.
Doesn't need to. He did enough to get them in contention. I don't know.
All right. Well, let's talk week 15, guys. That was wonderful. I mean, I'm sure everybody enjoyed that. Audience enjoyed listening to some great banter there. Week 15 should be a solid week. The problem is the best games are at 3:00 and there's multiple ones. We'll walk through it. Thursday night, Atlanta and Tampa. Talk about a snooze fest. I mean, like Tampa's offense just is absolutely stumbling. They ended my survivor pool. Disgusting efforts there. Back. Drake London's out. Evans and McMillan mean stuff, but
should help the Tampa Bay offense.
But Baker's been inconsistent.
So who's in first in that division right now?
Yeah. Tampa still technically is, right? No,
I thought it was Tampa.
I think it's still Tampa, Jared. But to your point, it's now closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so
another thing I said that looks to be correct, but moving on. All right.
Okay, you say our casual takes, and you said last week, Carolina might win the division.
I said like
they were half a game back.
I said like 4 weeks ago when they beat the Packers. I said, hey, this team might be decent. I said like 4 weeks ago.
Still. I'm sorry, Jared.
Whoever wins the South is losing first round of the playoffs. Like it's
correct.
Sure, yeah, probably. But like, don't act like I just said this last week when I said it like 3 to 4 weeks ago.
Okay, Cleveland at Chicago. This is the first time in 5 years that Chicago is more than a touchdown favorite at minus 7.5. So a little surprised there. I think the Browns are going to still cover, but maybe that's just me being a Bears hater. But I don't know.
What's the spread?
Minus 7.5. Largest ever for a Bears like in 5 years.
It's supposed to be really cold in Chicago this weekend.
It is
it's supposed to snow.
Over under 38.5. So delightful.
That's really
I'll take it over at 50 or something and win like $2,000.
There you go. Baltimore at Cincinnati. Now that should be fun if we get the Lamar we love.
Who's we?
We. Oh, sorry. Zach and I.
We love Lamar.
Lamar played better this week, a little bit.
He did.
He did.
Better. He did. He looked better.
Did he?
Yeah.
It wasn't great, but it was better than it was the last time.
I mean, was that a touchdown? Was that a touchdown for Likely? What do you think?
I didn't see it.
You saw it, right? You didn't see it?
I got to rewatch and see. But
y'all didn't watch football this week. That was like the biggest controversial call.
Yes, it was the biggest controversy, Jared. But based on kind of how the replay and stuff was worded, I don't like how they described it when it was coming down.
They returned it. Yeah.
But it's hard.
We'll see it.
Just the consistencies of them. That's what frustrates me, Jared. You know how mad I get when people are inconsistent about things.
It's like Zach's Dynasty Leagues. Not consistent.
Just inconsistency bothers me with things, and that better, Jared, based on that ruling, that my kind of thought of it, and I want to rewatch it. But like plays like that, I think of like some controversial ones over the years, like the Steelers had that tight end who had one or whatever. Jesse James.
Yeah, Zach. He likely caught the ball, stuck it out out in front of him, took like 2 steps, and then the receiver or the defender knocked it out.
But that better be consistent now, Jared. This better be like, if we think about setting precedents, that better be. I think the Jesse James one, like kind of with that one, and they're also both tight ends. It's probably actually a better comp. But just like those kinds of controversies, like we need to establish like.
My question is like, if you compare it to like a sideline catch, right? You toe tap and you don't fall down. Say you toe tap and then you drop the ball out of bounds afterwards. It's a catch.
Touchdown.
Sure. If you toe tap, step out of bounds, you drop it. He's in the end zone. He broke the play and got 2 steps down. Why does he have to make a football move? He's in the end zone. The play's over. It's a touchdown, right?
Isn't like the football move like completing the catch, right? Like it can be.
I thought completing a catch was catching it and getting 2 feet down. That's what I thought completing a catch was.
Well, it's 2 feet and a football move.
It's a football move.
If you go out of bounds, that is the football move.
And nobody's arguing.
If you're in the end zone, But if you're in the end zone, all you
There
have to
has
do
to
is
be, like,
break the
third
plane,
game.
and it's a touchdown.
There's a third piece of criteria, and Zach's saying, well, part of it, Jared, too, was the effort of going out of bounds could be considered the football move, which sounds silly, but I think that's
because it's
part of
like
why
once
the
you're out
rule
of bounds, like the play's over. You can't make a football move out of bounds besides like completing the catch, right? Even if you go out of bounds and if you lose the ball when you hit the ground, it's incomplete.
Mhm.
Obviously, that doesn't happen if you don't fall down. So if you don't fall down,
So you're saying you don't need to make a football move if you go out of bounds and you don't fall.
if
and,
you like
ground
if it's just on like the sideline, or even if you would have caught it, right, guys 2 feet down and then stepped out of bounds, it would have been a touchdown probably.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's my thought process here.
So is going out of bounds a football move? Is that what you're saying?
I think that's how
I
they
think
view it
that's-
based on
yeah.
how.
I don't
Like,
know
that's
if
my
like they
question,
call
is,
it
like-
a football move or if that like replaces the football move or like removes that or whatever it is. But
Yeah.
Like in high school, right? Or in college. Oh, you need 1 foot down and a football move. That's never been like the criteria up until recently. It's always just been 2 feet and it's a catch.
And you can just toe drag out of bounds, that 1
Yeah.
foot in college,
Yeah.
2 in pro. No, it's a
know.
frustrating thing that, I don't know. They're going to have to, I guess it's just one that needs to be reiterated for consistency moving forward to clean that up. But okay, next ones, we had Chargers and Chiefs. That's an Arrowhead. That's going to be, of course, KC's time to get going. Buffalo at New England, a good rematch. See if Buffalo can split that series. Washington
These are
at
the
New
noon
York, the
games?
Giants. Go ahead.
these are all noon games.
These are noon games, yeah. So you got to pick and choose here.
Yeah, there's some good noon games.
Yeah, there's some snooze fests. There's some snoozing ones too. Raiders at Eagles. Well, actually, that game could be like, could be. It's gonna be boring.
The worst game of all time.
Yeah,
maybe.
probably.
The Cook-led Jets with going into Jacksonville. That's also minus 13.5, Jared. So you're not the only one this week. Arizona at Houston, and then here's the 325. There's actually a bunch of them this week, which is kind of weird. There's no 305 games, so note that. We have Green Bay at Denver, Detroit at the Rams. Those are both your games on CBS and Fox, respectively. That's going to be nice. And then we have Carolina at New Orleans, Tennessee at San Francisco, and Indianapolis at Seattle. So
it's probably 2 games that are going to be close. But I'll just do Packers and Denver, and then Detroit Rams.
What about New Orleans and Carolina? I think that'll be a close game.
Hot take. I think Green Bay beats Denver by like 20. Hot take, but
No,
I honestly don't
That's
see
not
it.
how they play football.
Denver hasn't.
They might go up 15, but they're gonna make it close.
You think so?
Yeah, winning by 20 is
Really
not
off the gas.
Matt LaFleur's
Yeah.
DNA.
No,
He doesn't do
he
that.
likes to run it, punt it, Jared.
Yeah, we're gonna run 3
Green
times, gain 4 yards, and then punt it back.
Right.
So
You're
it's
right.
close.
Yeah, Minnesota at Dallas. I'm kind of looking forward to that one. I'm thinking about starting Jordan Addison in a league, guys. It's getting really unfortunate. So it's a playoff team. I had Drake London. I have Garrett Wilson. I had Michael Pittman. I say had because I still do, but I really don't want to start Michael Pittman anymore. Yeah, it is. So
it's tough.
obviously in hindsight,
hey.
should have made a trade.
Off topic, Zach. How do waivers work in your league? Just curious.
They don't.
For off season? What do you mean?
Just like for now, like you just pick someone up, and whoever picks them up first gets it.
I think it's still normal waivers, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still
Did you put in
rolling.
a claim for Dylan Gabriel or no?
Did I? No.
Okay, because Trent dropped him. So off topic, because you were mentioning just quarterbacks, and I was like, I just want to understand that because I don't know why he dropped him, but he dropped him at like 1:00 today.
Yeah, so he's probably on waivers until I don't remember if it's Friday or Saturday. Or
I put a claim in for him within like 2 minutes. That's why I just wanted to know if I would end up getting.
I don't want
him.
Dylan Gabriel. You can have
Well,
him.
it's just normal waivers. So whatever your waiver priority is
Okay. That's just like
somebody
that.
ahead of you gets him. Then you won't get him. But
Oh, okay.
Minnesota at Dallas. So again, is my Addison idea bad? How bad? JJ secondary bad.
who's the other option?
Oh, it's Michael Pittman is the other option.
Oh,
Isn't it tough?
I'd
Isn't
wait
that
to see who
ugly?
the quarterback is on Sunday.
That's ugly, right? And that's what I'm going to do, Jared.
yeah.
But who's the
So I'm
answer?
assuming is Witherspoon going to fall around Pittman?
I hope not.
I mean, Pierce has been our top receiver the last few weeks. He's gotten the most targets.
So
Well,
I'm
Pittman
also
had a
starting
big week
Tyler
last week.
Warren. So I don't want to get cannibalized too. If you think about, so how many points are going to be in that offense? I mean, Jared's telling me they're putting up 20. So I mean, based on this knowledge that I've just obtained,
No, I said at least 20. We're putting up like 28. I said at
The
least.
only one they're putting up 20 is if JT breaks like one or two.
See, and that doesn't help me though. That's the problem.
Like he
I
hasn't
do
done
have
it
JT
before.
in another
Interesting.
league.
Weird.
Oh, Seattle doesn't allow
Crazy.
it. That's the thing.
So
neither did Denver.
Seattle
Neither
has
did
allowed
Denver.
the second.
Did he do it against Denver?
He had I think he had like 2 touchdowns and like 100 yards.
Seattle's allowed the second highest.
I'm saying like in order for them to beat Seattle, he has to break like probably 2 touchdowns over 40 yards for them to put up.
What does that mean? I'm with Jared on that one.
I'm done with that. Okay.
Yeah, that was dumb.
If JT doesn't have 2 40-yard touchdowns, the Colts lose. Okay.
Well, I just threw a number. I'm just saying, like, I don't think they're going to move the ball well enough to put up that many points unless they break that many big plays.
Okay.
That's
okay, Zach.
Okay. Sounds like I might be starting Addison. Well, lovely. Miami at Pittsburgh is the last one Monday night. Look, remember when I said the Dolphins are going to finish with a better record than the Colts 2 weeks ago?
Remember when I said the Dolphins are going to go 10-7 like 5 weeks ago?
You didn't include the Colts modifier, Jared.
No, I didn't. But I said the Dolphins are going to go 10-7 and they might make the playoffs, and that would include the Colts missing the playoffs.
No, it feels like they always do. McDaniel's going to keep his job based on this mid-wing. It's a strong end, but it's going to be that team is the definition of mid.
To the new Steelers.
Well, them and the Steelers, and that's why they're playing each other. That's why it's lovely, too.
Yeah, that's going to be a bad game, too.
It's going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, I'm not even going to watch it.
Pittsburgh's going to probably – okay, that was the last stat I have for you all before we probably round it up here. The whole AFC North has a negative point differential. Think about that. 14 weeks through the season, no team has scored more points than they've allowed. So the top is -3. So thinking about how that team or how that division wraps up as we kind of close through the season here, it's ugly. I mean, again, the Steelers are the best of the worst, -3 point differential.
The Steelers are probably winning it, right?
Yeah. So the division, at least what I predict, it's either going to be Buffalo or Chargers is going to be the team that goes into Pittsburgh or Baltimore, whoever it is. I mean, it's one of those situations, again, when we talk about revising something and fixing a problem, this is a prime problem. Again, it seems like the 5 seed has been favored more than the 4 seed has been, especially in the last, call it 2-3 years. So
NFC's
going to be it's going to be Buffalo, probably Buffalo against Pittsburgh, and Buffalo will win by 3 touchdowns, ending Aaron Rodgers' career.
I mean, NFC spread's probably going to be worse because it's going to be Seattle or the Rams against.
That's a joke.
Tampa
Bay it's gonna be just as bad as last year. Well, I mean, remember a 14-win team, which obviously they ended up losing, so it ends up being kind of hurts my case when we bring that one up.
Who did the Lions lose to? Who did the Lions lose to first round?
It's Minnesota.
Minnesota lost to the Rams.
Minnesota was the one. Yeah. Never mind, because they won week 18.
Right now, if the season ended today, Bears would come back to Lambeau for a wild card game.
Yeah, the Rams are the 1 seed, right? Or
yep,
the 1 seed to the 7 is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. So we should let's just rattle off the NFC here. 10-3, Rams are 10-3, Packers 9-3-1 at the 2 seed, Eagles 8-5, Bucks 7-6, and then Seattle 10-3. San Francisco 9-4, Chicago 9-4. Your team's not in the playoffs. Detroit 8-5, and then Carolina 7-6. Insane. So,
yeah, I mean, as a Packer fan, I mean, we gotta hope like if Detroit loses this week and Green Bay beats Chicago again, I think that pretty much wraps up the division, right? Like even if Green Bay loses to Denver this week, it doesn't really matter.
You'd like to think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Do you want to know something crazy?
What do you got?
Really quick, the Rams play the Seahawks one more time this year. If the Seahawks end up winning that game, the 49ers control their own destiny as the winner of the division.
Because they just have to beat Seattle again?
They have the tiebreaker over the Rams, and they
They're gonna
beat
play
Seattle
again.
already once this year. Yeah.
They are playing
That'd
both.
be crazy if they won it.
Yeah, they control their own destiny as long as Seattle beats the Rams.
Oh, sorry, they played the Rams already. They split. Sorry, I
Yeah.
misspoke. But I want to highlight too. I think that would instantly put Shanahan like. Oh, it's hard because Mike Vrabel. Think about what that team's done.
Yeah.
There's so many good coach of the year candidates. I know we say that every year. It feels like, but this year again is just one where it truly illuminates based on how many great candidates there are. Obviously, unfortunate kind of with how Steichen's season's wrapping up, but obviously that was a guy we had. Liam Cohen. We talked about a lot of the first year guys being favorites. Ben Johnson. But it's really been peppered with guys who have just had teams that are really overperforming. I mean, you could even go with the Canales route we haven't even mentioned with Carolina still overperforming. You'd say based on expectation at the start of the year. So,
can we talk about one more thing quick? What are the offensive player of the year? It's got to be JSN now, right? Or is
we're going back. So, API NFL Offensive Player of the Year. Again, we use our odds from FanDuel. Minus 450, JSN leading the way. Now, pretty strong over Jahmyr Gibbs at plus 650. JT's third at plus 850.
Wow.
So it's really changed. I mean,
he didn't even fall off. I can't even say that. He's still averaging like 4.5 yards per carry the last 4 weeks.
The guys in front of him, Jared, have just had monster games that, so it's really just been that. CMC plus 2,500, Puka plus 3,500, and Pickens plus 10,000. So it's really between 5 guys right now, which is kind of who we expected. Again, a few of those guys missed time there. Or Puka is really the one who missed time. And then CMC, it's unfortunate just based on he's going to probably have some comeback player of the year. I can't actually pull that up right now. It's not showing me. Oh yeah, it is. He's the front runner in that award. So I think how the voters are going to see it. He's not going to win the offensive player of the year, but he'll be a favorite for comeback player of the year. I should also add Phillip Rivers actually is already third in comeback player of the year odds. That may surprise you guys. So he's plus 1,500. He is now ahead of Aiden Hutchinson, Trevor Lawrence, and Christian Watson.
Wait, who's second?
Dak. I thought that's
I was telling me that Phillip Rivers is ahead of Aiden Hutchinson for comeback.
I'm surprised that hasn't made more headlines because that's been one I noticed before. I was like,
that's a joke.
That is quite the.
What would you guys think if he came out this week and beat the Seahawks? Not saying it will happen, but what would you think?
I would be stunned, Jared. Do you remember the NHL one where there's like that hockey goalie who came out of whatever, some guy was doing a day job and then became the goalie and they won a regular season game.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing about that.
There's some story of that, whatever. We're getting that, but at the NFL at a much larger audience and stage.
Dude is 44. He's literally a grandpa. He was drinking beer on Sunday last week watching the Chargers play or the Colts play. Like he was sitting on the couch watching the game, drinking beer, and now he's.
Do we think he's actually going to play?
I mean, they said that they wouldn't sign a 44-year-old quarterback out of retirement just for him to sit on the bench.
I think
Riley Leonard also starts. He gets the playoffs.
It really depends on his workouts. Yeah. If he looks good enough to start, he will. But if Riley Leonard can play, I think he would. I don't know.
Once I heard he passed his physical, I was like, this is real. Because obviously the Ragdoll thing was just really unfortunate because that was one we were looking forward to. And then it was like, okay, he didn't pass his physical yet. Why are you even telling us this news? So
I feel like with all the attention and the hype around this right now, you can't just not play him at all this week.
What if he's not ready?
He's also getting paid $25 million for 4 games, which is crazy. It's something. What? It's something. Unless I saw a stat that wasn't true, that's what I saw.
Fake news.
Wasn't that his old Colts contract? Wasn't that $25 million or something?
Was it?
Yeah. He's on the practice squad right now.
Okay, so we'd have to sign him to a deal.
So what about Andrew Luck?
1 year, $25 million for 2020. Okay, that's what I saw. Then someone was stupid when they were saying that. I believed it. That was stupid.
You guys can get Andrew Luck out of retirement?
We asked him.
In his 30s yet, right?
He said no. He's 36.
Yeah.
We reached out to Luck and he said no.
I saw they reached out to Sam Ellinger too.
Yeah.
Think about that full circle. No. Okay. All right. Great episode, guys. lovely to hear all of Jared's great takes, and it was very insightful to hear Zach defend his fantasy scoring. All right, that'll wrap it here.
I'm gonna make a new league next year. Dynasty. I'll be commissioner. Who wants in?
I'm a little scared. You're gonna have to send me the formatting and the league scoring and settings documented so I can see them.
I'll write rules down too, bylaws, something that Zach doesn't have. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great.
Then
I actually
like
know
Moses'
the rules
10 Commandments. I'll write them down. I'll bury them in the, stick them in the mud.
I'll get some ChatGPT stuff set up this offseason.
That'll be also good. So, all
It's
right.
gonna be a bunch of legal jargon, so nobody knows what it actually means.
Yeah, exactly.
Interpreted, and then there will be a little terms and conditions. Commissioner has final say on all decisions.
Use as many big words as possible.
It'll say league polls don't mean anything unless it's unanimous. Yeah.
All right, probably, but that'll wrap it. Zack Rausch, Jared Valleskey, myself, Drew Skyberg here on this Wednesday night. Thank you all for listening to yet another episode of Drew's Sports Crew, the Journey Million, the perfect podcast for you.